You're now listening to Just Sex Talk. Now let's get to talking.
Anyway, so Dustin is a licensed marriage therapist, and Aubrey's just hot.
Aubrey is.
She's just
I'm the glue
the
that
side
keeps the
piece.
household together.
Yeah,
Best office manager ever.
yeah. He's like, I had a up day today. You would hate. I don't even want to tell you these stories. Bend over. I got a
Take
She's
it
the
out.
secretary. That's what I call my
The
wife.
sexitarian.
I love that.
sexitary. So I guess tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I work a lot with lifestyle couples. Couples therapy is primarily what I do. There's just not a lot of therapists who specialize in working with lifestyle couples around here. I think part of it's because we're in the South and, we're in the Bible Belt, and there's a lot of judgment and opinions on, how you should and shouldn't navigate your relationships. So
You're sucking dick wrong.
right. Yeah, so
Don't judge me.
right. And having personal experience in a lifestyle definitely helps.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can definitely relate. Yeah, because you can't go tell a regular therapist because they're not gonna. I mean, they can go through their textbook and be like, okay, well, this is kind of similar.
The science says that this is not going to last.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's really not a lot of literature out there on lifestyle couples. Most of it was done in the 70s and 80s. Like there hasn't been a book written on it in 15 years.
All the pictures in the books, they're wearing dashikis.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so there's, unfortunately, not a lot of good information out there to help therapists who want to work
Right.
with lifestyle couples.
So how long have y'all been married?
Almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years. We've been together since 2019, though.
So were y'all married before other people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not that good, are you?
Nope, only half good. Only half good.
Everybody gets a practice run.
That's
I
right.
mean,
That's
yeah.
right.
Better every time.
There we
Yeah,
go.
That was a
13-year
warm-up
practice
marriage.
run.
13, so you were married 13 years?
I was married for
And
13
then how
years.
were you with your...
6 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Because you cycle out.
This
That's
is,
right.
this is
Fuck.
a, this is
There
a
will
told
be
her
a link
everything
in
that
the,
was wrong
in
with
the
her, and
bio.
that was
Yeah,
it.
like, fuck, I didn't see this the first... How long did y'all date?
We dated about 6 years. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's fucking weird.
6 years and 6 weeks.
6 years, 6
It's a
weeks.
whole story.
Yeah, it was.
Six weird.
They're all interested.
Now
Yeah.
we have to tell that story.
Well, I like to,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
to look
we-
at people.
We
and
essentially
I
got
can
back
see
from the
them.
honeymoon and set me down. She'd planned the divorce before the marriage, and it was all laid out, ready to go.
She planned a divorce, so she was marrying you for money?
No, definitely not money. That's for sure.
It was for free
no,
therapy.
it was. I'm not sure why. I don't know. We had a brief conversation about it, and that was it. Last time I ever spoke to her. That was it. So short and sweet.
Were you already a therapist at that point?
I just started being a therapist. Yeah. I was a poor therapist, so I think that was partially.
She was
why.
like, fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah,
trying to
she
do
started making way more money than I did, and she was out.
What did she become, an attorney?
GIS
No,
analyst.
Yeah, GIS analyst.
Yeah.
She's like, man, you
She was
should,
making
see,
like 150 grand a year.
you should see this therapist. This fucking therapist trying to control me, making 50 a year and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you at least got some good spousal support for a while.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right.
Texas
Those are
doesn't do it that way.
terrible.
So what happened to yours?
Oh man, I hit 30, and man, things just change when you hit that age. As a woman, I feel like, So we got married at 19. I had my son at 19. Turned 20 the very next month.
I had my son at 19 too, on my
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah. So it was. He was. We were just together. We kind of grew up together a little bit, and so. I hit 30 and that shit just did not really fit anymore. Plus I was always a very highly sexual person and he just wasn't at all. And I was
like-
dying, y'all. Like, you talk about dying. So after that I was kind of like, we either got to go to therapy, got to go on a vacation. We got to figure out something to work on this because this isn't working anymore. And he said no.
And then you married your therapist.
And that, well, no, that's unethical. But no, I,
She fired him first.
Well, yeah, of course you get into the therapy.
Basically he's like, no, I'm not doing any of that. And I was like, cool, I'm out. Like, that's it. 13 years of this, I can't do it anymore. So, Dustin and I actually met on Bumble. We are a Bumble success story.
Aww.
So, and that was a whole nother story there. So anyway, yeah, it just kind of worked out that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we clicked real well.
Yeah, sexually,
Yeah.
for sure.
We've been in the lifestyle since day one.
He introduced me
Mentally,
to it.
he's like, you're gonna be with me for a long.
Well, it was
time.
funny. The way that we got together was.
Was he bald already and shaved?
He
his
was
head?
already bald. Yeah, like I was kind of like, okay, you're in your 30s, you might as well get used to bald guys because by that point they're mostly bald.
God damn. Yeah.
So.
But I like the way you're thinking though.
Yeah, you might as well get used to it.
Was your ex bald? No, but I lit his hair on fire.
No, but he pissed me off, so I lit his hair on fire. But no, it was, we actually came together. He was in an open relationship at the time, and they were already swingers. And I came in as the third person, and he and I just clicked like nobody's business.
So
and
So you ran off the other girl.
Don't y'all dare
homewrecker.
say it.
I'm literally that homewrecker, yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, she decided that she just didn't want to be in the lifestyle, didn't want to have that kind of relationship, so she left. And I was living at my mom's at the time because I was divorced and trying to get on my feet. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm about to go get an apartment. What are you doing?" He was like, "No, you're coming to live with me." Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
love that.
So
2 years ago.
this was that was in
19.
That was 2019 when that happened. Yeah. No, 2020.
Well, of course, it was COVID. He was like, I ain't being alone.
He was like, "No,
Yeah,
he's
so,
like, you're coming to live with me."
Yeah, we're quarantined together.
Yeah, absolutely. So it worked out well.
That's cool. Hey, whatever. I mean, I think that if people split up, I think it just wasn't meant to be, right? If me versus, because I mean, I'm a man and I've been with my wife 25 years and I'm stubborn in my ways. I want certain things, but at the end of the day, I know where I'm at, what I'm leaving or not leaving, what I'm going to make work, what I'm not going to make work.
Mm-hmm.
So I think eventually, if couples just split up, it probably was they never really had what it in it to fight for it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'd let him answer that question.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, we can do a pretty good job of predicting whether or not a couple's going to stay together. We got about 97% accuracy.
I could do it too. I was a therapist. I'd be like, y'all ain't lasted long.
Y'all fucked up. Not gonna make
Y'all
it.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some things like criticism and defensiveness when in communication, especially things like contempt, looking down on the other person, coming at the person in a harsh way, attacking them, things
Right.
like that. These really do a good job of predicting whether or not somebody's going to stay together.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all math now.
Yeah. So now that as I get older, when I react to my wife, I got to be like, okay, well, I want to keep her, but I want to get my point across, but I'm not going to be angry or say it too hurtful or it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you say things
Yeah.
matters much more than what you say. Yeah.
So like, I guess let's get into like long-term relationships with So I guess would some of your patients be like newer marriages or older marriages or?
I prefer seeing them when they're fresh out the gate or premarital therapy. That's great. Premarital therapy actually has the highest success rates because it kind of gives them a common language to build a relationship on.
Mm.
If you wait until you're exhausted and frustrated and you're just a last ditch effort, right? Nobody's got the energy left to put in the change and the hard work it takes to save the marriage.
Right.
So as soon as the struggle starts, go ahead and go to couples therapy. Yeah, the earlier the better.
Yeah, and also my thing too with my wife is I know eventually when I get even more older and older, like the sex part isn't going to be as important as just having someone there with me and having the younger generations of my family around me, and so like I'm like, yeah, she might have a better body, but in 30 years, she might just be the super cunt that I just like, fuck, I need I need someone that loves me, And
Oh, sure. Well, you have a history with them.
Yeah.
That story makes that relationship unique. Yeah. Can't
Right.
replace that.
Y'all don't
Um,
think you were getting a whole therapy session today, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? It's just not for me. It's for the listeners.
Ah, gotcha.
There you go.
Like we were a host couple at Eden, and we kind of unofficially still do that. And my husband Jerry, he goes around. I'm usually busy dancing, but he goes around and talks to the couples, and like he'll like, oh, you're from Tulsa. Well, you should meet this couple from Tulsa or whatever, and he tries to bring them together. But we find a lot of the newbies, and they gravitate towards Jerry, and I'm like, they'll be like, "Where's Jerry?" I'm like, "Oh, I think he's over there counseling that couple." And we're always trying to guide them through. And a lot of times we don't play with newbies just because they think they're okay with it, and then you're in the situation, and then you look over at the spouse's face, and you can just see they're not okay with it. And so we just like for them to figure it out first. But sometimes we verbally or we'll just as a mentor guide them through it, and I do like that aspect of it.
So like if you're with a new couple, and you're like banging, right? You're taking that wife's ass, bam, bam, and you look over, and the husband's just like,
yeah.
Would it be the respectful thing to be is like stop and don't come, or you just hurry up and finish? Like, just let me finish real quick.
That's terrible.
Usually
and you're trying to do that,
okay?
and then all of a sudden you feel the tap on your leg because your wife is like, hurry this up, get out of here.
Wrap it up.
We've had couples actually tell us that they, especially newbies, and I totally full stop understand where you're coming from, because then you have to deal with all the emotional shit afterwards, right? But we've actually had couples tell us that they appreciated the way that, that they liked having somebody to usher them into the lifestyle, because there's a lot of rules, with the lifestyle. Yeah. And what we found is a lot of couples that are starting out, they don't know those rules. Like, I've had to kind of elbow one of my friends. I'm like, you better keep your motherfucking hands to yourself, bro. Like, don't do that, So I think we found that.
He's supposed to be ugly.
Yeah. I mean, full stop. I'm like, bro, keep your hands to yourself. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's not inviting.
We've had some people tell us that, it's nice because we'll stop and check in with people. Like, are you good? Are you okay? I'm watching, feeling that trauma that you talked about, tasting the emotions of the room, kind of make sure everybody's good. So.
Yeah.
Well, my husband's he's sober at the club always. And
really? That's boring.
I know. But he is kind of everyone's caretaker, kind of. I mean, unofficially. I mean, he helps. He's not a staff, but he just likes to take care of people, and he does watch people's face. And if they're in the corner and he sees the panic on there, he will be like, "Are you all right? Do we need something? I need to go get somebody? Or whatever. I just like having that backup, and anyway, it's just kind of nice.
Does he still have the trophy, the trophy that we got him? Or not, it's not a trophy, like the little pineapple, the glass pineapple?
It's in my bathroom.
Yes. Yeah. We gave him this glass pineapple, and we were like, you get this because you are like the star. Like he always is worried about everybody else. He's always having fun. But even when we first talked with Kris, Anthony told you, he was like, Candace and Jerry, they're the best. Like, Jerry taught me a lot of things, how to act,
Candace
how to
is
do
actually
this, how to do
then
that.
you met me.
Yeah, this guy.
Candace is actually
Jerry who? No.
Candace is actually a promo girl. You'll see her on some of the flyers and videos and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yes, I like that. So
that's something I'll work a lot with couples is
we're there every weekend.
Respecting that distress as soon as you feel it, right?
Yes.
And put words to that, because you might sit there and freeze, and then it's all over, and then the couple leaves, and now they blow up and have a huge fight, or have all this. Everybody's upset and angry, and you take a fun experience and now turn it terrible.
Yes.
So it's respect that as soon as you kind of feel it in your body, and put words to it. Say what you need. But it's tough for a lot of people to say what they need, especially if they want to come off as confident and secure and like they're cool with it.
Yes.
And they want to save face, but so they might go along with something that they're not actually really cool with.
right.
And then later, a couple days later, it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to tell my wife is such a pleaser. She wants to make sure everybody's happy. And that was my biggest fear, is like that we were going to be in a situation and somebody was going to do something she wasn't really cool with, but just for the sake of not causing controversy, she would do it. And I was like, I would hate to find out that happened, because I would just to break my heart for her,
Yeah, I think that a lot of times with playing in the lifestyle, especially just around, there's always going to be one situation where, and I know this is a big deal in the lifestyle period, but most people don't take one for the team, right? They don't. But I find that
You do it a lot, actually.
well, but like it's become more of a talking point, right? Don't take one for the team, but
Hold on, let's have a sidebar here.
what's that?
Stop, take one for the team. What do you call taking one for the team?
Well, maybe I'm not as attracted to somebody, but my husband is.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So it's kind of like I'll do it, and I can still have a good time, right? But maybe I'm not as attracted to that person.
Right, but over the years, we always say the same thing. We're not taking one for the team.
Right.
But I've come to redefine that because so maybe you're not super attracted to that person.
Sure.
But are you turned off and unattracted to that person? Because there's a difference. You know, you got I'm attracted that guy or girl, whatever. That's really hot. And that's got my interest peaked. And then it's just an average person, not good, not bad, whatever. And then there's no way I can see myself doing that. Mm-hmm. If you're talking your person into doing it with the person that they think is there's no way I would do that, that's taking one for the team to me.
Don't judge me.
I've taken one for the team.
So there's levels.
I wasn't going to say your name out loud, but if you're at least you're keeping it in the neutral. If you know your spouse is okay neutral with that person, and you're like, let's give it a shot. I don't think that's trying to encourage them to take one for the team. I think that's like because over the years we figured out
it's going to be reverse.
Yeah.
We figured out that there's been a lot of times that we've met people and we thought, nope, not interested in those people. Then we've gotten to know them, and then when things did happen, lo and behold, it was some of the best experiences we had. Then also we've had the reverse where super attractive, we think it's going to be a great experience, and it's lame and horrible.
She don't have a leg. She had a leg when we first met him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I
she didn't have a leg to stand on. Well, I don't want her to stand anyway.
Okay, so let's do a shot, then let's get into the polythruple.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. Cheers.
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 All right.
Stop throwing my hypothetical shot.
I got air.
Ooh, I like it. Fancy. What flavor?
Air Candace.
Just Sex Talk is fueled by the haters and recorded live at the Lifestyle Nation studio in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. We hope you enjoyed the show. If not, then this show just isn't for you, and no hard feelings. To experience more shows, go to JustSexTalk.com. And to contact the show, send an email to JustSexTalkPodcast@gmail.com.